तिकडे मोबाईलला आला असेल ना. हां ओके. From right now there will be clean 40 minutes, 1 minute plus minus. We are explaining almost 6 to 7 schemes in various areas. I have given a principal outline in a few lines just now. So welcome you all. Today's topic is how to get funding from government and other resources. Please next. Me karto later. Forget it. Uh, okay. Objective is today's meeting objective is to know fund requirement. Is it for finance? Is it for funding or is it investment? These are three different separation lines. We usually from many years look for finance only. Everything put under finance category and finance format. But funding has a different requirement. Then we will go for large industry schemes, MSME schemes, large industry schemes, MSME schemes, then schemes for skill development. This is widely ignored facility which gives really great support to industries. Then scheme for cluster development, which I just recently mentioned. Then scheme for research activities under DSIR specific industrial research schemes. Then scheme funding by Startup India, mostly publicized and known all of us. Then scheme for design link DLI for semiconductor, which is just recently last week launched, government has launched. Now, all these schemes are talking about moreover representing electronics industry. That doesn't mean they are only for electronics, except two schemes for semiconductor scheme for semiconductors and specs MSME schemes here. These two schemes moreover focused on electronics, but similar schemes are available in individual sectors. We will have to go. Architecture is the same for us. Okay. Then last scheme will be MIT Technology Business Incubation, very professionally managed but personalized. This is a one indicative scheme. There are a couple of other schemes you can go for them, but believe me, these are for funding, not for financing. It okay, sir. Now, what is our requirement? That what we discussed already here. It is mentioned in a clear wording. I'll go to next scheme, next stage. The are you business entity, business person, or an entrepreneur? Why it is important while asking funding is usually these words, if you check carefully, it is mentioned there. Entrepreneur works for creating an impact. He comes with new ideas, work with unique ideas, technology, or products through new activity or through, though he is existing business, he works for new ideas and concept which create impacts on the industry. There are a couple of people come out with new concepts and ideas, has shown me some videos also. They are for creating impact on an industry. This is what is the precisely difference between businessman. Businessman works with existing idea and he always manage for create funds, new business, new avenue, reaching to mass area, new targets, business targets. Uh, Entrepreneur has no business targets to begin with. Once he complete at the entrepreneur stage and hand over to business for many, like any research come after it end up with new products, and once it products, then business depend on that product's marketing. It's a principal difference we usually, and that why we want to explain right now at this stage, beginning of any scheme, your scheme should uh, be represented with right wording, talking of all these things. Now, people, I have got many requests for funding. They simply give a projections in term Excel sheets or any other way, having how much money at what day I am going to put and how much it will increase and all these things. They are really marvelous, excellent, but they are not useful for the new ideas and for funding because funding has altogether different approach. Government or any person is not funding you because you are returning him, because we know Today, if you start developing, it needs some times. That is a principal interest, and we will need to take care of all these things. Now, insight I already explain new funding for new development, new idea, and technology. Your proposal should cover up this information. As well, the same proposal can cover financing issues related, like commercial activities. What are the commercial activities? How much you money put in, or how is it happening? If it is already designed, your product have that features, don't worry, put. If don't have a features, explain it's not applicable for me. No issues about it. Then if you are a part of any clusters, infrastructure investment will be taken care by government. And believe me, a huge payload is reduced here. I want 100 rupees loan. That means I want 100 rupees come all together in a one single slot. What I expect here, it is a in a piecemeal piece of cakes. For example, infrastructure cost is taken care by XYZ. Training, skilling cost is taken care by. Funding for technology and research is taken care by. Finance is taken care by bank and some other stuff. Here we go to the bank. Bank doesn't come till now, and your proposal is rejected by bank if you put it highly loaded information on research. They won't accept. This is what is the take home of this presentation is a outline of schemes and funding information and application links given here. I will share this. These are available, and you can also find out on from website. And at the end, we will talk about technology. If you have any technology to offer, you already some of them have started sharing their technologies, new technologies. And also, if you are looking for technology support to you, why these things at this moment important? While funding discussions, when there is a change, there is a technology, there is a funds required, and technology implementation and all these things supported by the funding is required as well. When someone acquired technology, that means he has a 40-year business, 30-year business. Now he got realized I can't survive like that. For example, Bajaj Auto has completely stopped production here and started entirely new production in Aurangabad. What he has done, he's changed entirely new technology from existing to new. Now that has huge investments, huge requirement, funding requirement. So if you are looking for new technology, that means you are eligible for funding. If you have a new technology to given others, that else also mean you are eligible for funding. Now representing your eligibility in the right word is not done properly. That is only the single message I wanted to give it to you. So we will go overview one by one. This will be schemes for MSME, research activities, skill development, cluster development, etc. It's repeated. Now, first scheme is a large scale industries, that is a PLI, production link incentive schemes. And this scheme is financial production link incentive schemes. Here I am talking about electronics, but thank you. Here I am talking about electronic sector, but all sectors have this scheme available with the same rules and regulations. Only technical validating team and formats are different. For example, if you large company but in food manufacturing has altogether different requirement. If you are in medicine, altogether different requirement. So technicality because of their sector is taking care, but this scheme is available in all sectors. And the scheme offer 5 to 3% incremental sales incentives on 5 to 3% on incremental sales of specified electronic components. Support shall be provided for a period of 5 years. The scheme shall be implemented through nodal agency. That nodal agencies, with their guidelines, government has already appointed, and they have to do that. The application format is very simple. You have to apply yourself. What does it mean? No mediator is accepted. No representing somebody behalf of you is not accepted. No any other, like there are a couple of agencies coming out, we will do it for you, is not. You will have to approach straight yourself to the government online. And why this is because you do wrong way of application. They will come back to you and ask you the clarifications. It's okay, but you will have to go. Now, there are very, very, very clean guidelines and information and formats are given. That may sound little more tricky or tricky to find out, but when you are spending huge amount time and efforts, spend little time to understand the documents. If you have any issues, please talk to us. Tech Forum platform is for this purpose only. We will take micro level meetings with you to explain how to go ahead for. But make sure your representation for that scheme is correctly mentioned. Now, this is a my common statement for all the schemes. You have to represent correctly. And what is to be represented given in all the schemes? Guidelines. It is a government order and it has to be go for that. It is for our betterment. So let us move ahead. Uh, they have a list of components in electronics listed there. You can define as per you, but still it is for big. We all can recommend them uh, to the concern. Insight is, as I told, 50 crore plus Indian company can make applications. Now MSME also come in this. So MSME can apply, yes, as well. Multiple application by one company for multiple units is accepted. For Solapur unit, you have a one application. Noida unit, another application is accepted. Why it's accepted? It's not duplication. There might be different activities. There might be research oriented. Here might be development or technology oriented, something. So it's clear indications and bifurcation. You should represent neatly. That's what we expect as a part of government. Then multiple applications are separate application for funding of micro manufacturing activity. So you have a 2000 crore turnover company and you need only 7 crore for your research and technology development. So how to go? Should I make a new startup? No. Being your existing company, make another application to the respective scheme which will be come ahead. We will describe ahead. This is a beauty. So I have made a statement. Now no one has to go again to make a startup, which in our mindset, अरे startup बना दो उसमें से मिलेगा. अभी जरूरी नहीं. You can go and do that also. Its option is available, but it's not required. Make application that way. Plus another many areas available to you, which I will explain in next. Then we will move to another scheme for MSME. This scheme is more focused electronic sector. If you are in chemical industry, agri industry, food industry, respected schemes are there. We will have to go. This scheme talks about electronics. Here, incentives are 25% on capital expenditure. See the difference. There were 5 to 3% based on growth of turnover. Here, straight 25% on capital expenditure. What does it mean? The MSME setups are small compared to big. Since their turnover and the money what they turn around is a smaller to them. So they need real support in terms of capital investments. That is the purpose of this. This is a separate. But any big company wants to put and get advantage of this. Now here, financial people come in a picture. You find out, analyze yourself, which is the best profitable to us, and apply in that scheme. So one company can make two applications for two units in a two schemes. One company can make two application in a one scheme for two units. Now, how much flexibility we should expect? Now it's almost flexible. Now, let us see the scheme details. The scheme is, as I told, 25% on capital expenditures, investment in new units, and expansion of capacity. It's very interesting. Expansion of capacity. So your figure should be talked about that. Your figure should not be only focused on full uh, turnover and cash flow and everything. This is what is the difference usually not addressed properly. Your figure can talk about entire turnover, no issues about it, but your figure should also talk about your expansions carefully, or research carefully, or modernizations and diversification of existing units. One scheme, fully flexible, fully flexible. Just we have to address carefully, and how to explain, all details are given there under the guidelines. They are mandate. We will have to work on that, because 1 lakh application if receives, and me and you like a people, these are people are like subject matter expert. Tomorrow you also be a part of that team, and you also be verifying the thing. You immediately realize when there are huge number of application, it should be categorized neatly and addressed neatly. That is the reason we want specific information there. Then the capital expenditure will be total expenditure in plant, machinery, equipment, associated utilities and technology, including for research and development and R&D. Here, if you have a less investment in associated utility, mention. Not applicable, mention your application. If you are more focused on research and development in your existing company, your professional company, your big company, mention that with clarity. This is what we expect from the industry. Then minimum investment threshold limits are given: 5 crore, 15 crore, 25 crore, 75 crore to 1000 crores. Eligibility almost everyone, including sole proprietorship. That is the Indian basic level minimum registration to the government, identification of professional systems. Otherwise, then only a single one person. I wish government tomorrow me come with no worry of registration. You're a single person, take a money. No idea, it could be possible tomorrow. The website link is there, and all schemes are displayed in Invest India as well as individual their own sites. And what happened, one of the things I just remembered, we found that couple of people get downloaded documents and information from various schemes, various websites, all come to the center point of this. And these all 6, 7 schemes, what I'm making is a heart of entire schemes. These are a central government scheme, state government scheme, similar to this, dependent on this, an application implementing body come up with different name to the same scheme. So understood this, then you can apply to any, no issues about it. But this is the principle of schemes. Then let us move to next scheme, that is industry demand linked skilling in electronics, known as ESDM. So skilling in electronics and skilling in all sectors. It's a very serious matter taken by government for many years, and industry very seriously ignoring. These are absolutely two serious issues for many years. Nowadays, the gap is started reducing, but once you see the benefits, you will see I should have been focused there. Just go to next. The the scheme model is a place and train model, and one model is train and place model. Place and train model means give your appointment of your company. The person come in your company for many years, for 40 years, from day one. We know we need to train him. We have internal training methods. Everyone is following. If anybody says no, is not true. Then train here, when you place him, his internal training is recognized by the government. We will provide you a specific our own experienced staff, the 200 to 400 hours, 65 national skill qualification framework compliant courses we have designed. If your training it's isolated, separate for them, we will certify it also for exactly your company. But once we certified, it's in Government of India's recognition. So anybody throughout India or the world looking for such training, only your company will be referred first because you are the first one for that. And worldwide, because of Indian capacities, people are asking trained people. And if somebody, company from Singapore asks 200 people in specific training, which is run at your company only, there is, I just forgot, a huge 3,000, 2,000 students they are training in 2 months, has a continued batches. A big company has turned out to be a big trainer and doing good amount of money, which was not aware of the industry. So what is the benefit of this training? Your personalities are trained for national level specification, that is national occupation standard, which are linked to, which is mentioned in next scheme, that national occupation standards are aligned with world standards. And if you have 100% national occupation standard which is recognized by world, your company is 100% recommended to the world business by government of India. And we are talking of internationalization, but skilling should be in Indian format. That's the big surprise gap we believe in it. And the reason behind it is we have a different format, that some are contractual, some are short term, some of employed. Now all these are considered in this. You keep your employment format as it is. So 10 direct employee, 90 contractual, we are okay with it. Certify them with this. We will talk behalf of you to your contractors. This is an interesting feature available. Nowadays, companies started getting interest in it, and there are very much secure support available for this. Then 100% reimbursement of course fees. If you, another model is a train and place. If you are training 20 people inside and you have a requirement of 10, all the 20 people you adopt 10 once their completion is done, 10 put them in a industry. Government of India will take care because we have our own setup and online facilities to take them. Believe me, company will start calling you and asking, "Arey, we want more, we want more, we want more," because they need such, and that person is immediately next day available for working, except his environmental issues, that knowing reporting and all these things and where what it is. That's all. That's say 1 or 2 days or 3 days is enough. But production level, he's at far. Even you pick him and send him in an international your partner, he is fit to work there because his communication language is set there. The same communication is standardized. So this is what is known as a job role. Emerging technologies like are available. Your specialized job role can be add to these skills and certified you. Upskilling is also certified. It's possible. What happened with the existing who is working with 25 years with you? We will certify him within a 2-3 days course. You have no cost. Industry has no cost. An important thing, why this is a fund part of funding, because your payload on your internal training module, the finance people will understand. Now, please go back and find out how much cost you spend for internal quality level people creation. If that zero down in a 1 month or 3 months for long future, a huge amount of expenditure will be come down. This is a indirect funding, but direct funding to your training association, training partners. Again, same, you will have to put a clean wording. This is for training. People buy equipment for training purpose on the name of training and use it for manufacturing. This will, once identified, then again there will be an issue. So this type of things. Let's move to another. The scheme engagement is a very simple. The IT government scheme, you can go there, log in, there are formalities. Huge documents are there. We will help you to understand. Just contact back to us at Tech Forum platform. We are there to support you as well. You can talk to directly government. We are not a mediator. We are just helping and informing you the systems, and that's all. We are a friend, like-minded people. Take for a statement, or we claim ourselves that we are like-minded people. We work with like-minded people. We are not representing you. You have to represent them. We will help you out in this. Then we will go to next scheme that we will talk about cluster developments. The interesting feature of this is provide setting up on electronic manufacturing clusters. If you remove electronic manufacturing cluster, all sectors cluster, it is available to all sectors clusters, and projects and common facility centers. Most important part, you don't have to move your company into this cluster. You can start new unit in this cluster. So, and though you start new clinic, immediately you will be recognized by government, and of course already linked with your existing setup. So if you have a setup, big setup working 700 people in your setup and working fine, no issues, don't want to come back, move all things done to cluster, but you can think certainly start new activity, new technology and new stuff in this, or additional branch or additional unit, or altogether new company, whatever comfortable. This is the beauty of cluster development uh, facility. Then this scheme will fortify the linkage between domestic and international market by strengthening supply chain responsiveness, consolidation of suppliers, decrease time to market, lower logistic costs, etc. If you want to put your money for all these things which you are going for many years, you are welcome. But more welcome if you put these things on government side. And the simple may reason to come in cluster because your every smallest thing is already known to them. It's recorded them. That's why we want honesty. You have to tell them what you are doing, because we want to recommend you into some companies internationally, some demand addressing, internally demand. So any minister comes suddenly, we want XYZ support immediately as in a government policy. Though it is a huge demand, you are there to address it, and we will approach you. It's not a compulsory that you have to accept and go ahead, but you will be the first choice when you come under these schemes. Of course, financial benefits, if you say, investments naturally reduced and common facilities have. So that funding is naturally add your profitability and tax benefits. See, 5% or 18%, whatever tax, if you take out the payload of that tax from your balance sheet, I think finance people will immediately say, immediately once you got an SMS, government has exempted all taxes from you. That will be a celebration time to first finance people, because they are pressurized for the taxes last minute, and many operation organizations things need to be taken care of. Here, going through all these schemes and all these investments and under this, these benefits we are getting. We are reducing payload, but we are not happy with reducing payload. We want hard cash in hand, checks in hand. We are ready to pay taxes, but we want checks in the hand. Now we want to slowly change this mindset. Now, the scheme is open for long period like to 2028, because this is a cluster development. Cluster development is not a part of one day. Please, interested people amongst you or anybody, you ask them to refer to us. Cluster development, you and me individually cannot do. It has to be designed, represented by organization. You create your own organization, go very good. Otherwise, Tech Forum is an organization is working for you. So like-minded. So you can fairly share your issues with us, requirement with us. We will discuss across the table, find out the best location fitting solutions and start creating cluster options for ourselves. Okay. Website link is there. You can go and have an information. Anything you please call me or Tech Forum, a mail to Tech Forum. We will share these presentations. Then industrial research scheme. The DSIR scheme supports innovative research and development activities related to line of business in the firm. Basic line itself says many things. What does it mean? There are internal company has already research units. What these guys do is they are moreover used for quality control. I'm sorry to say this. I should not use this statement. I'm apology for that. But they have one of the job is to keep quality control on the quality. But if you work, they're already working on various research and looking for new things also. That can be presented to government neatly, and you will get individual funding for your scheme, which includes equipments and many other areas. Now, nobody has idea that I can put my company's research stuff, no matter how you are small or how you are big, no matter you are 50 lakh company or 2000 turnover company. Research is a research. If it is going to affect on the industry, please represent to government. The details we will see the schemes. The schemes gives recognition of in-house R&D units of the companies, then promoting innovations in individuals and startups and MSMEs. Individual means you are individual, no company, no registration, no shop act. Still you can get again. This is what is available. No, it's not today. It's from day one, but not widely discussed and shared fairly. Then specific and industrial research organizations, that is exclusive research organizations which we know, like NCL. It's a research organization. Then public funded research organization in an institute, that universities, colleges, these are public funded, and any other public funded if you know, and fiscal incentives for specific research. We'll see the details in next slide. The recognition of in-house R&D units. This is only scheme for in the entire government to set up for benchmarking in industrial research and development. You will have to work for representing your research and development. It need research and development is not a 3-month job, a 1-month job, or 15-day job. It is a continuous process. So your projections for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, step by step, your views, how you are converting your research to technology and technology to products. It should be mentioned there. Research can't be a product. It has to be converted to technology, and technology has many products. That technology can come out with n number of products, and we found we do research and make one product and ask for funding. So how to register in between stage, putting your research to technology. We are there, tech forum is there, we will help you out. It's a standard process. And if I know, if I don't know, if anyone don't know, we know where to put you in a right place. Okay. Then scientific research, industrial research scheme will be bring together voluntary organization operating non-commercial sectors. And non-commercial, there are many other non-technology and social research and all these things. Then fiscal incentives for encourage investments in R&D by industry. So people who wants to invest in a research institute, these schemes are there. Micro level details, it's available on website. Please go through that. We'll move to uh, promoting innovations in individuals. Startup, this is a scheme, has a two clear categories. One, proof of concept, prototype and models. Then category 2, fabrication, working model, process control flow testing. The second level, your application should cover specific that area. Limitations is 2 lakh, another is 20 lakh. If you have a project level research, there are 50 lakhs or 50% of project cost is whatever it is. This is for industry as well as research institutes. Then seed funding, widely discussed, known, tried, By the time you must be aware, understood that no company need to go for startup again. There are schemes available for your new innovations already there. So that funda we should be come out with. That doesn't mean you won't start. You start and get funding, no issues. And there are startup has a two part. It should be recognized by Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Again, as I told you, the startup is need to be recommended worldwide for world requirements. Government is collecting data. Yes, we got such details at our end as a subject matter expert. Please find out company who can address this world requirement and who is there. It can't be run another campaign to find out companies. If I told you, you will ask me what are the formalities. If you are registered with them, then government knows every ins and outs of your specifications, and they simply go through and choose and recommend that this is the company and recommend to company, even it's a startup, not it necessary to be big. That is what is the DPIIT registrations. One thing. Second thing, there are many other funding options for startups by private companies. That startup must have a business idea for them, and these startups can also register with DPIIT. They can't be unregistered, remain unregistered, but they should be recommended to register with this. Then all other standard things which we discussed, that product or good idea of business, product development and all services. Preference would be given to startup creating innovative solutions. Need not to be discussed on this because already widely discussed topic about this. Then as I told, what is the benefits? 10,000 crore funds are available, not being only the startup, but your once you got a business out of it, government will come up with the fund. Then fast track, you will get quick funding, 80% rebate on IPR costs, and there are many tax exemptions which already we discussed. Application facility method is a simple. Go to Startup India or go to DPIIT government for DPI registrations. These two registration you have to make. You can go and register with Startup India. You can go directly with private funding, startup funding institutions or company or social organization. There these two requirements are not required. But another benefits of this, if you want to enjoy, you will have to register here. Then design link incentive for semiconductor. This is a recently launched scheme last week by Government of India. A huge, tremendous pressure in semiconductor. Business sale of vehicle industry is suffering. Many other sales are suffering, and now government come up with very encouraging, interesting concept that we will have to start up here. This schemes is for electronics. The scheme, a financial incentive for design and infrastructure support. A domestic company, startup, and MSMEs engaged in semiconductor design, semiconductor link design are eligible for this. Believe me, is extended to any electronic manufacturing company. I will give a small example. If your company manufacturing a printed circuit board needs an IC, you need 10,000 ICs per day to put it on it. And this IC, if you think it should be manufactured by Indian company, immediately told to us or the find out your own resource, that company under this scheme and your company under these schemes will eligible for funding. So it's widely extended. I will repeat it again. You are not designing or manufacturing ICs, but you are consumer of ICs, a wide amount of ICs. And that IC, if you want to be convert to Indian manufacturing ICs, it's not a one-day job because it's a I see a company should work upon is reverse engineering, whatever way they design it and sort. It's a long process. So your replacement in Indian products need say 1 year tenure. For all this period, you as well as IC manufacturing design company both are coming under this. So this is an extension of that benefit. Now this is not declared as an special paragraph, but it is integrated there. Then standard procedure again go to CDAC is implementing agency, and then funding by MIT Technology Business Incubator. This is a social organization funding by big group, and not linked with government schemes, but funded by governments and all these things back end, at the back end. A very simple application is required, half page or one page, explaining your product, service, or innovation in it. We don't want 20 pages report on anything. We want just one page. Half page is the better, one page is at the most. Process is very professional. Give it to us. You can go directly to them also. We will, our tech forum advisor, Mr. Vishwas Kale, is also advisory committee on MIT. So he just scrutiny, put the in front of committee. Application is accepted immediately. You will be called for discussions. Discussion won't be a day or long or multiple days, multiple hours. It's a very short, quickly discussions. Once they pass from the discussion, very high profile people will analyze you. Once it is got, immediately your project sanction on the spot. And when it is spots, immediately on that day or next day, you will check will be, you will get a call that check is ready for you. So this is as fast as possible. What is required? You should be nicely, honestly represent yourself. Try to, if you have any issues, we are there to help you. Please share this with all your colleagues, friends, industry friends. Ask him that Tech Forum is a forum which is there to help us. Come out with your proposal. There is an email ID. You can send to me or Vilas Rabdeji or any of our member, or directly Tech Forum's email ID. We will all scrutiny and share it to them. The fastest and comfort. The biggest advantage which you rarely get, you will be get supported by one of the industry based personality. This MIT appoint a person to support you, and he is industry person. He's industry. So you will be the best incubated, believe me. This is what I think. I'm over with the schemes, and that's what I would like to share with you. Please give your feedback if you have not given earlier. The hard copies are there. Your feedback is very important for us, because we want to share those information which is you like to hear, which is useful to you. It's not a knowledge entertainment center. Professional knowledge entertainment center is not a tech forum. Professional knowledge sharing for benefit is a tech forum to like-minded people. So your feedback is always helpful to us. Please uh, share with us. Take a tech forum membership. It's a very small amount comparative to these benefits. And being in benefits, you will be in our discussion forum groups and you will be updated quickly. That is the first advantage, and you will be sharing. Thank you very much. This all information is compared with many departments and in the internal divisions. Thanks to all of them, and thanks to you for hearing all this. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil.